video on how to create a color splash and then go in and add and change the hue or saturation. So this is what the final product will look like. We're going to be doing eyes. On Classroom I have some samples, or you can go to Pexels or any free photo sharing site and find a picture with somebody's eyes very prominent in the image. So you can go ahead and right click and save your image. Save it to your desktop or wherever, and then I'm going to go into Photopea or Photoshop and do File Open. You can also click and drag it in there however you want to. So you're not creating like File New, you're doing File Open. Okay, so this starts off the same way as the color splash, so we're going to go ahead and right click on this, and we're going to duplicate this layer. So we have two of the exact same layers. We're going to make this top layer black and white. So image adjustments and then black and white, click OK. And then I'm going to zoom in quite a bit because we're going to be focusing on the eyes. I thought this was such a random picture with her knitting supplies. Okay, so I'm zoomed in, and then we are actually going to erase away just the eyes. So we're going to switch to the eraser tool, and you can change the size of your brush with the brackets on your keyboard, or you can manually do it up here. I like using the brackets because it's faster and I can see the size as I'm moving it. So all I need to do is hover over her iris, click, and then click on the other side as well. So right now we have a color splash of her eyes so they stand out, but we're going to make them stand out even more. So super important step, you have to make sure you do this step. You're going to switch layers. So now make sure the colored layer is selected, because if I turn this off, she has no eyes. So on this layer, she has no eyes, so we want to make sure that we are on the colored layer, super important. And now we're going to use a tool that we've never used before. It is the Lasso Select. So if you click and hold down, it is Lasso Select here. Yours might be in a slightly different spot, but Lasso Select. And again, make sure you're on that second layer. And I'm going to zoom in even more, which is Control Plus. And then I am going to click and drag with your mouse. And it's a little bit tricky at first, and you have to take your time. Make sure you have good craftsmanship and just go around her iris all the way, and you want to connect it to the original. Okay, so we have this selection made. You can only do one eye at a time. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into image, and right now our selection is the only thing that's going to receive the edits. So image adjustments, and then you're going to go into hue saturation. So with this, you are going to toggle with the hue, which literally changes the color of the eye. So maybe you do like a freaky unnatural color, and then I'm going to toggle with the saturation so I can make this super bright, make them pop quite a bit. The lightness I don't use a lot because it's not as realistic. And then you press OK. Another option that you can do, if you go to image adjustments and you go to gradient map, if you click this drop down list, you can make it very super dramatic. So it's up to you if you want to do that or not. I'm going to keep it original like the pink. Okay, then I'm going to move over to the other eye, and I'm going to do the same thing. So it's up to you if you want to keep them the same color or if you want two different eyes, but you're going to finish that, do the same thing. So image adjustments, and then hue saturation, and move that around, same thing. Okay, so then I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to go ahead and deselect that, so Control D or Command D if you're on a Mac, and that's all we're doing. If you want to crop this down, you can just do File Export, and then save it as a JPEG and upload it to Google Classroom.